years that showed you guys had a top recruiting class, and this one's not getting that. How do you sell this as a class that was important to UCLA?
Well, I don't know how they go about determining the rankings. I would venture to say that if Brett Hundley would have signed today, that would be different. But that's a guess, that's conjecture. And to me, it really doesn't matter. I saw a statistic the other day of the all Pac-10 team and where they were as recruits when they came out. And I think 7 of the 22 were unheralded or 3 stars or less or anything like that. So I think the proof will be in the pudding. I know we did our due diligence with respect to the evaluation. We did find some late guys in the case of Will Oliver and Mike Orloff, but I feel comfortable that even though we found them late, that we did the proper amount of research to know that we're going to get a great return on our investment. And I know they're going to get a huge return on theirs because they're coming to the great place that we call UCLA.
Rick, a couple of your big concerns are the 2 offensive and defensive line. How many of these kids can challenge the spot right away?
Well, I'm happy to say that I don't hope that any of them do. I mean, we're going to give them a chance, but I think we've got to get to a place, Scott, where we don't have to play freshmen. I think we've got a good returning nucleus of offensive linemen, especially when you count Kai Maiava back in and Jeff Baca back in. Knock on wood, they can stay back in. But I think that we've got to get to a place where we can develop people and build a program that can allow guys to go through the entire process rather than being rushed into it. That's been the case each of the last 3 years, or at least the first 2 years I was here, and last year by default we ended up with an all senior laden team, but we didn't have the amount of competition that we needed at that position. And I'm thrilled that Sean Schellers received his 6th year, and I just think we're going to have a deeper team and hopefully a bunch of guys that are going to go out there and fight scratch and claw to get a spot. And when we have that, we'll be a better football team.
Coach, if you could tell us a little bit about your experience today with Torian White, watching that TV show or online, what your feelings were going through that, and then how late he received his NLI.
Well, I'd like for Torian to be able to best describe the whys and wherefores of what happened, but from my vantage point, I'd worked hard, and I say worked hard, I enjoyed every minute of it because I really think Torian's a special young man, and I shared that with him a number of times. And last night, for the first time, I wasn't able to talk to him. The phone he wasn't answering, and so I got nervous because for however many nights during the contact period, every day I talked to him, oftentimes more than once, and so to not be able to talk to him, I got concerned. But I felt that we had a solid enough relationship, and he felt good enough about his opportunity here at UCLA that good things would happen. Obviously, when he picked up the other hat, I was depressed. That wasn't the hat I wanted him to choose. But I later received a call that he still hadn't settled, and I'm just thrilled that he felt that way, and I'm thrilled that we built enough of a relationship, not only between he and I, but also between the school and his family, that this felt right. And as I told his father, we're going to make it right. He's going to have a great experience here at UCLA, as is the case with every one of the kids that comes to this school, whether you're a football player or not. But we're going to make this program something that everybody's very proud to be associated with. Rick,
how did you address with the defensive guys you brought in the issue that there wasn't a coordinator in place?
Well, I told him that I certainly had a long list of candidates. I heard there was no shortage of people wanting to do the job, and that they had to trust that I was going to choose the best, and it was difficult to hurry that process. Given that I was in a multitasking role of trying to bring in a recruiting class as well as interview candidates. Could have been much simpler had events not unfolded as they did over the course of the Christmas and bowl season. But, that's the way it was, so we had to work through it. And I think for the most part, when you sit down and share your concerns, I think everybody understands that. And they also understand they're getting to come to a place like UCLA, and I think if you spend enough time with people, you develop a level of trust that they know you're going to do a good job of selecting the right people to fill those positions.
Do you still have a long list of candidates?
It's shorter, but as I said, we'll save that for another day.
So if this class is down in terms of numbers, is that a product of your scholarship situation?
Absolutely, yeah. If you saw our seniors on senior night, there wasn't a long line of them. You know, it's I think we had 12 or 13 guys introduced that night. So it's a product of that. Obviously, you have to plan for different eventualities, but there's a couple of guys in this class that are aware that if need be, they're going to defer their entrance. So, and it'll be good for them as they get a chance to develop. So, I think that we filled our needs, and I'm looking forward to getting these guys in and then getting after maybe a little bit bigger class next year.